Sorry for the bang. Dance Monkey. So, when I first was thinking about doing this as a lesson, I thought this was going to be one of the very quick lessons. Um, like Believer, like very little skill, 5 minutes, you're done. But when I went to record, I found out, okay, it's a little harder than I thought. And also, what I just played is so much fun that I've decided for this lesson we're going to do one where we are going to have to practice a musical skill, and or before we play it, right? So it's not that hard, okay, but it is something that I had to practice, and likely you will have to practice. Starting off, let's find our sounds, and right here you'll notice I've gone with Perfect Mix Piano. If we look at Perfect Mix Piano, that comes from the keyboard collection. So if you don't have the keyboard collection, you'll need to download that. And also, you don't really have to get the exact sounds, right? I mean, just play it. Okay. All right, I'm going to open up a new project and show you how I did this. I have a dog hair. All right, go to keyboard, click on Alchemy Synth. All right, and you get an Alchemy Synth instance. Now, top right corner of your iPad, touch the cog. It looks like a sprocket from a bike, icon, and you go into your settings. So the tempo is too fast, and I actually don't right now know what the tempo is, so we'll set that later. No, let's set it now. So for right now, let's move this down to 92. There we go. Let's just... That might be slow, but let's leave it. All right, so touching your settings icon again. The key signature here, we want it to be F sharp minor. Okay, so change it to F sharp and minor. Everybody, go online, ptcmusic.org, to download the lesson sheets to go along with this lesson. Okay? Now, if looking at the top of that sheet, we'll see we've got F sharp minor, D, E, and C sharp minor. Now, those chords are the same all the way through this entire song. The bass line might be different, but we're not doing that today. So, touch the smart chord icon, which is on the right-hand side, just above the keyboard and just under your pan mod LFO and LFO rate adjustments, and you get your smart chords. Now you'll notice F sharp, D, E, and C sharp are kind of spaced pretty far apart, so it makes it a little hard to play them. So we're going to touch our settings icon again, go into Edit Chords. Now touch the A, which is all the way to the left. I'm on an iPad Pro. I may have like 2 more smart chords than you have. It's okay. You don't need that many. It'll work just fine on a normal size iPad or a mini or even a phone. Now, if you're on a phone, the issue is like you're going to have like a drop down at the top instead of an icon. Like there'll be a lot of icons that I can see on the iPad that you can't see on your phone. They're still there. You just have to touch, a different looking icon to get access to it. So I don't know. Anyway, so let's make our first chord an F sharp major. Let's make our D, leave it a D. Let's go to our G sharp diminished and make it an E major chord. Our C sharp minor is going to stay a C sharp minor. And so there you go. Bob's your uncle. Let's fix our sound. So I'm going to touch on Epic Cloud Formation. Now this is one, if you're on an iPad, you'll have a triangle drop down at the top. I'm sorry, iPhone. You'll have a triangle drop down at the top of your iPhone. You touch that and you'll see your instrument. Then you touch that and then it takes you to these options here that I can see here. We want to go back to main categories because this is the only way I know how to find it. If you guys know a faster way, let me know. So but we go to main categories and then we go to keyboards. And now I don't remember the name of the keyboard I picked. Perfect Mix Piano. Okay. let's go back to my song 21. Epic file formation. So we touch it, go back to main categories, go to keyboards. Now we go down to perfect mix piano. Here we go. So we've got to turn off the smart chords in order to get to the adjustments. And so we'll notice the cutoff is all the way up. It's a bit of a different sound. It's okay, but I feel like it's better if you turn that down to like 11:30. Give a little chorus. You could probably do a little more chorus than I'm doing. I've just said it where it is, but oh yeah, let's do more. That's not supposed to be an F sharp major chord. Let's fix this. Okay, so I'm going to go back into my settings, edit chords, F sharp. This is supposed to be a minor chord. There we go. So now we have F sharp minor, D, E, C sharp minor. Perfect. Okay, now what am I doing? So you touch the different areas. You get different inversions. So different arrangements or harmonizations of these chords. And those actually change based on the instrument that you pick. Like if you go to play the piano, those don't sound the exact same. I was surprised by that. I figured it would be the same notes no matter what. It would just be different tones. But it actually does change. Let's listen to the song. I feel like the top one sounds like Dance Monkey. Value Dance Monkey. We're going to go with the top one. So this one is not really like, I don't know. I could not get the exact sound that they got out of here. There's a lot of synth sounds called like drip or bottle or whatever that will kind of sound like this. I mean, I believe this is an electric piano, but it's a synthesized electric piano. A lot like a clavalier. But the clavs in here just don't sound like that, and you don't get enough adjustments to do that. So, you know, like you see here, we can't slide this over. We can't get all the fancy adjustments from Alchemy Synth. So if you're on Logic, I'm sure you could get this to sound exactly like this. Is as close as I could get it. So what I'm doing here is you've got your chords along the top. I'm touching the top of each one of these. But you don't have to. You could touch any of those squares. Now those are chords. Now the lower. Those are the individual notes in the chords, so it's like you can make a bass line. And in this song, we do have like a bass line going along with the chords. So I could just do. But what it's actually playing, if I'm going to use, again, the top of these darker squares for my bass line. So my left hand is playing the bass part, my right hand is playing the chords. That rhythm wasn't exactly right. Slowed it down and messed it up. But you can hear there's two parts. Now, if you've downloaded the sheet, you take a look at the keys and then rhythm melody. So the 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and that's your key part. That's the F, D, E, C, where you're going to touch along the top. Okay. The rhythm melody, at this point, it's kind of like a bass line, but I don't want to call it the bass line because later in the song there is obviously a bass. That part. So we're going to call that thing right there the rhythm melody. So you have 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and with your right hand, and then you have 1 E in your left hand. Now this is the musical skill that I decided we are going to learn today. We're not going to skip it. We're going to get it good at something musically before we proceed. So the only thing we're actually going to record today is this one part. Now once you get past this part, it's you're off to the races, right? So the next lesson's gonna be 5 or 10 minutes, okay? And we can build the parts up. So we have 1 and 2 and right. So notice I'm doing both hands on 1. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E. Okay, so the rhythm melody is going to be your left hand. That's the bottom row. The keys is your right hand. That's the top row. Go to my website and download. Don't try to do this without the sheet. So either copy this down or go get the sheet. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E. That's what I want you to do. The E is in your left hand, or 1 and E is in left hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E. I just noticed this is shaking the camera, but I can't change it now. All right, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and. That's the next part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and. Again, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and. Now, let's go back to just the right hand. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and up. So notice you're going to have to speed up your right hand. That's because you're going from 8th notes to 16th notes at the very end of the measure. So the whole 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, those are 8th notes. That in there after the and, which is between the and the 1, that's the 16th note. So your right hand's going to have to change speeds. Okay? It's a little easier if you just swap hands. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and like that rhythm is pretty simple. The problem is the combination of right hand and left hand. So your right hand is now doing this. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Let's do that 3 times. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and Now let's get the E. Just the E. Okay, just 1 and E in the left hand. Here we go. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and 4E and All right, let's do 4E and Ready? And 4E and Ready? And 4E and Now we're going to do 4E and So right, left, right, both. Right, left, right, both. 4E and Right, left, right, both. Ready? And 4E and Let's do it slower. Ready? And 4E and Ready? And 4E and Oh, I messed up. Ready? And 4E and 4E and Okay, so keep working on just 4E and 4E and until you can get that down. Okay, then go on to the next part. So the next part is just we're going to do the whole measure. We're not playing the instrument yet. We're still just slapping the table. But the whole measure. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and So the is both hands. Right, left, right, both. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and Faster. And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and Oh, I messed up. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and I got it. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4E and All right. Let's figure out what Speed Dance Monkey actually is, and we won't record at that speed. We're going to record slightly slower so that it's easier, but at least we'll know. Let's try 95. All right, so let's go into our settings. 92. Let's go to 95. Okay. I'm going to play. Okay. I messed up. Okay. Maybe it's 98. All right. We're going to keep it at 95. The iPad will fix your playing if your playing is slightly off. It'll ruin your playing if your playing is very off. So we're going to have to deal with that. But now to actually playing this tune. So hopefully the movie recording is working, and it's going to light up to show you where I'm touching. But just know my right hand is hitting on the label F sharp minor, on the label D, on the label of E, the very top of the chord section. My left hand, I'm trying to hit the top of the bass line section. I tend to miss with my left hand a bit, but this tapping, okay, it's the exact same thing we just practiced. You're just going to sit like this. And your left hand takes the bottom, your right hand takes the top one. So we get 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and I don't remember. Is the 4 there? It isn't, not in the first one. All right, so the second time you do it, which is when we add like the piano chords, which, you know what, if you've made it this far, let's add the piano chords too. But the second time you play this, you're not going to rest on the 4, you're going to play 3 and 4 and. So you take a look at your sheet. I've got keys and rhythm melody. That's like the first section, okay? We've got it separated by the little line there just to that I'm putting in right now, so that you know what I'm talking about with the sections. But let's put another line there. Okay, so we basically have 3 sections, right? So the first one is keys and rhythm melody. The second section, you have the keys and rhythm melody, keeps going, except the last measure changes. You have 3 and 4 and then we're going to add the piano chords underneath. Luckily, that's very easy. It's just a piano. All right. So let's practice this together. F, D, E, C. Notice the D is changed, or you change to the D on the A. You change to the E on the A. Change to the C sharp minor on the A, right? So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and change. So that's really fast. That's why we lined those up so that we could get to them without missing. Trying it now. Ready, and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and rest. If you're feeling hopeless right now, it's not hopeless. I'm just going too fast. So what you need to do is, for the next however long I'm playing this, do nothing but count along. Get the sheet, put it in front of you, and just say 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and while I play. Don't touch the iPad until you can say that consistently, correctly, and you feel comfortable with it. Then watch this again, but this time do the hand tapping. Okay? Then when you get comfortable with the hand tapping, come back and follow here. So if you are feeling like, oh my gosh, this is too much, I can't do it, that is not true. You can do it, but you must first listen to this whole entire thing, or as long as you have to, just counting. And nobody wants to do that. But if you do it, you will get this. Okay? Number 1, can you get the counting? Practice until you can get the counting. Once you get the counting, can you do the tapping on the table? Practice until you can get that. And then you will be able to play this. Okay? Don't be bullheaded and just play over and over and over and be mad at yourself and try to get it. Use the steps. Counting and tapping, counting and playing. Now, if you're on the playing stage, count out loud with me. Do not count in your head. If you do, you're not actually counting. And when you count in your head and you make a mistake, you don't know what it is. But if you count out loud, you will be able to find it. Here we go. Everyone, counting out loud. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and rest. Okay. Let's try it really slow, which I'll probably mess up. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and 4 E and 2 and 3 and 4 E and rest again. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and rest. Let's go a little faster. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and faster and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and rest. Ready? And 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and next part. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 E and A and 2 and new 4 E and A and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So the 3 and 4 and, that's what's different in the second part. I think we're ready to record. I'm at 95, so I guess let me just record with you watching, and then stop it and do it on your own, so you can hear how this works. Make sure your playhead is all the way to the beginning. The easiest way to do that is just to hit the left arrow with the wall. And then when you hit record, it's going to count in 4 beats so that you get the time in your head. You start on the second one. 1, 2. Okay. So when we started off, my rhythm was really bad. If I try to quantize this right now, it's going to be all over the place, and it's going to take forever to fix it. So I happen to know through experience I have to play it better than that to use the computer to fix my mistakes. So I'm going to undo this by hitting the little loopy arrow thing. I wasn't going to count out loud because I thought it was going to be too loud and I wouldn't be able to hear the metronome. And then I kind of messed up. So now I'm going to count out loud. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3, 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and rest. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, I think that worked. Alright, I thought I played it better than that, and so right now I find myself blaming the iPad for it, like just not knowing how amazing I was. But let's look at how to fix this. Alright, so if we click on the 3 vertical lines with the circles on it, I don't know what it looks like on the iPhone. Sorry guys, I'll try to get my act together and learn what the iPhone looks like. We want to go to track settings and quantization and straight and 16th note. So now all of the notes should be like it should fix my rhythm. The problem is if my rhythm is so bad that it guesses incorrectly about what I meant to do, it's going to get worse. That happened in the Believer video, and we made a really amazing rhythm because I forgot it was triplets. Or I just didn't know how to set it. I don't know what I did. Made an awesome rhythm. Moment of truth. Alright, what that means is I at least played close enough that it knew what I was aiming for, and when it fixed it, it fixed it. Well, So now, stop the video, keep recording this until you get that down, and then we're going to add another section. Let's just add another 4 measures, and then we're going to put the snaps in there, as well as... No, we got to put the chords first. We'll see about the snaps. Anyway, stop this video, get that much recorded, and then I'll show you what we're doing next. Go. All right, so the next part is pretty easy. Hit our plus sign. Let's get a new keyboard out here. Can you duplicate a track? Let's duplicate a track. Let's go back. Hold it down. Duplicate. Ah, that's better. So now we still have our smart keys. Let's try it the other way. Let's see if it retains our smart keys. Alchemy Synth. It retains the smart keys anyway. All right. So it doesn't matter how you do it. Duplicate or create a new. Just hit plus. Whatever. But we don't want Epic Cloud Formation. We want keyboards. This should be right here. All right, I exceeded my recording limit, but we're back. So main categories, keyboards, and now what we're looking for, just a regular piano, classic grand. Okay, now if you listen to the tune, basically another piano comes in where I wrote chords with 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1, and that's all that's there. So 1 and 4, 1 and 4, 1. Remember, with everything that I do here, if I go too fast and I'm playing and you can't, play along with me, but you're only counting. And once you can get to counting, then you go back, watch the video again, but include the playing. I'm going to leave that. All right, chords. Now, same thing, I'm going to go in and make sure that this is quantized so that it does actually sound good. And let's listen to it. Did some of those sound off? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Okay, let me change the quantization to eighth notes because maybe I was off enough that it's messing it up. Well, okay, I guess that's right. So now that's the chords. So I wrote in the next part to drop the rhythm melody because you can't hear it anymore anyway, and add the snaps. But what we're going to do is we're going to leave that, and we're just going to add snaps. So section A, it's 8 bars. Let's add 4. Okay. And that automatically loops the top part. And weird it didn't loop the bottom part, so we just touch it, hit loop. Now we have our keyboard running through. Oh no, we don't want to loop it. Okay, so if we look, let's fix the keyboard right now. You see in the next part of the keyboard we have 1 and 4, 1 and 4, and then everything stops, and then we have 1, 1. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We've got 4 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 measures of chords. And so now it looks like we only want 2 measures of this stuff here, the high keys, and then it stops. We're going to need 2 measures. Let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh, okay. 9, 10, so 2 measures of this. 2 more measures of keys. Let's go ahead and record that. 1, 2, ready, and 1. That was wrong. So what I did there is I had the wrong part instrument highlighted. Let's get this right. 2, ready, and 1, and 4. 1, 2, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So now we should have that part where like it stops and there's nothing but the piano. Let's make sure that's tasty. Nice and tasty. Okay, so let's add our snaps to measures 9 and 10. So you're going to move your playhead to measure 9. We're going to find a drum that has some snaps. I don't think that's the drums that we want, though. We're going to... I mean, you could do beat sequencer. Okay. Let's do not drummer. Let's try acoustic drums, even though we're not going to do acoustic. We want the snaps. Let's do electronic. No. Okay, so 808 Flex has snaps, right? If that's what we end up doing. Guys, if you guys find one, just like shout it out. So that... Alright, I tell you what. I should have done this before. Let's just use these claps. Oh my goodness, there's so many of them. I kind of like that though. Alright, we're just going to do these. Alright, so now these snap. It's actually snaps in the tune, but we're going to put claps in here because I did not do my work ahead of time and find the snaps. Okay, so the snaps are just on 2 and 4. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And it's only going to be on measures 9 and 10. Okay, so here we go. 1, 2, ready. I've recorded over the wrong one again. No, I haven't. 1, 2, ready, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2. And... Ooh, I see, I couldn't help it. Oh my gosh, that's amazing now. All right, guys, that is enough. This was is like a 20-minute long or 30-minute long, 5-minute video. So we've gone on long enough. I hope you enjoyed programming that much, and now that I've heard this, I'm actually so kind of stoked. I'm going to figure out how to program the next parts. All right, so those are all in the sheet. Thank you guys for watching. I don't know if I have any announcement other than if you happen to watch this before I get the chance to finish the sheet and upload it, just keep checking back. Also, make a comment below the video, like, hello, bruv, get the sheet done, and it'll just, I'll hurry up and get it done. I'm not going to charge for the sheet. There'll be a donate link if you care to, and if you don't, download the sheet and make some music. All right? I'll think of better stuff to say at the end of other videos. Ta-ta for now.